The UFC world is heating up fast, with two major controversies erupting at the same time involving Conor McGregor, Paddy Pimblett, Dana White, and Tom Aspinall. Here's what's really going on. Right now, the UFC feels like it's being pulled apart, as two separate storms collide at the worst possible moment. One centers around Conor McGregor and Paddy Pimblett, while the other puts Dana White and Tom Aspinall in the spotlight. And behind the scenes, this situation is quietly growing more tense and more dangerous by the day.
A lot of people are talking shit about Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And you know, it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, like accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1-point deduction.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently, he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently, he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Weird, Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to fit?
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
Let's start with the one nobody expected to flare up again. Because suddenly, the idea of Conor McGregor versus Paddy Pimblett is back in the conversation. And this time, it's not just a fantasy matchup. For years, there's been this strange, unresolved tension between the two. Whispers of heated exchanges, along with stories of Conor allegedly driving out to confront Paddy during earlier disputes, have kept this rivalry simmering under the surface.
He talked shit about Conor McGregor, and then Conor McGregor drove around to his house. He drove around to his house and he sat outside in his car calling the bloke, and Paddy refused to come outside. That tells you all you need to know about a guy.
Oh yeah? He said he put a bet on Chandler by knockout. What now, Conor? Hey? Should have mentioned him in the cage, you little lizard. Thought you would have backed your own, lads, you know what I mean? Irish and Scouse, thought you would have backed your own. If you're coming back, lad, let's do it. Wembley, Croke Park, I'll move to you as well.
Paddy, hello to the boss today, man. The owner of the pub. Finished? Yeah, lad, I'm back up to 91 kick.
Paddy, you're a belter, lad. Hey, I've got new teeth as well, look.
Stress. Because people love you for your honesty and you're no holds barred and you just say it how it is, because guys like Jake Paul and stuff, you call him a sausage and then he's replying like...
He's just a tool, lad. I don't even like talking about them idiots, lad, you know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the story with Conor McGregor? Was he at your house one day?
That was what the story was meant to be like, but like at the time I was out all the time myself. I just lost a few weeks before, actually, and I was still just in a mad place, just wanting to go out and get absolutely sloshed. I wouldn't think about it. And he was meant to be outside ours, lad, but I got my man to check the cameras, because obviously if McGregor's at your door, you video and that, aren't you, and banging it all over the Insta and getting pure views. And he wasn't. He must have been at someone else's. He was with someone who was in the city at the time, and I remember that lad bumping into me in Glasgow going, lad, we had the big fella at your door. I was like, lad, you never. He was like, no, we did. I was like, lad, you never, I promise you, because my ma's got cameras. Oh, no, we did. I was like, well, lad, you were at the wrong door. You know what I mean? I'm gutted. I wish I was in. I wish I was there, and like they were that man, I would have been like, what is happening? What's going on?
What was that?
And beneath it all is that lingering sense that Conor has never fully respected Paddy's rise. It's never blown up publicly, but it's always been there, quietly simmering. Now, throw the White House UFC card into the mix, and suddenly people are whispering about a crossover moment. A spectacle fight. A headline-grabbing clash where Conor gets one last massive spotlight, and Paddy becomes the perfect lightning rod. Loud, brash, fearless, and completely unafraid to talk back. The contrast practically sells itself. Some insiders believe Conor sees Paddy as disrespectful to the old guard, while others think Conor views him as an easy target. a Mountie star built more on hype than real danger.
But as I say, anyone can get it. All the names I mentioned. And even McGregor put a money on Chandler to win that. Like, the Irish Scouse connection, lad, he's meant to back me. And he never. So, if he wants it, he'll get muftied as well. That surprised you? Yeah, I didn't think he'd go against me. Like, to be honest, I thought he'd back me, lad. Not back Chandler. But
you and Conor had a little tweet back and forth.
Yeah.
How much you were able to reveal about what you guys were talking about. But what exactly were you guys...
Well, when he was in Liverpool back in 2017, he was supposedly outside my house. I don't know if he was outside wanting me to come and party with them or looking to fight, but he was meant to be outside my house in the middle of the night, but he must have been at the wrong house, lad, because my mum has CCTV, lad. Obviously, if he was outside my house, that was getting videoed and put all over my Instagram. McGregor was looking for the baddie, you know who the boy is, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I wish he would have knocked on, lad, because at the time then I was out partying all the time and I would have been partying with him.
This doesn't feel like it's part of your trajectory at all, but people are now speculating on who could fight Conor McGregor after they ruled out Michael Chandler, and obviously you just beat Michael Chandler. Is that a fight that would appeal to you at all if it came around, even though it doesn't really make sense from where you're heading right now?
Doesn't make sense, like, but you'd be an idiot to say no to fighting Conor McGregor, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. Everyone knows that. It's
Conor McGregor, right? That's the big dog. That's the big draw. It's about to get really interesting with Conor McGregor in the UFC. If he is involved, I could see a scenario where it's him versus Paddy. If it's not Chandler, I think it should be Chandler number 1. If it's not Chandler, Paddy's probably number 2 at this point. And then Gaethje fights Ilya, and Armin's going to have to fight someone else because they just don't seem to be huge fans of his. I've kind of fallen on that as far as how I think this is all going to play out. But of course, it can twist and turn a million different ways between now and then. Do you agree that of the realistic options, Paddy's probably the biggest? Paddy's a big time draw. Dana White said afterwards that this exceeded expectations by double. But I feel like of the realistic options and of the potential winnable options, Paddy's probably the best one. Again, I feel like it should be Michael Chandler. I think the way Michael Chandler has been dismissed, I went on the whole rant on Thursday. I'm not going to do it again. Paddy is probably the best option. And the fact that he didn't win that fight, the fact that he's not a champion as opposed to Justin Gaethje, I actually feel like increases his...
I think it's a victory. Do you think? I wanted to be walking away with that belt, Joe. I know how tough I am anyway. I don't need to prove it to anyone. I wanted to leave with that belt, but there's no other man I'd rather lose to than the highlight.
What do you make of this fight? Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje.
I believe Justin Gaethje.
You think Gaethje's going to beat him?
Yeah.
You don't think Paddy's very good?
He's just tough, but not technical. He's wild, but you know, Gaethje, he's if he's in good shape, he's gonna be calm first 2 rounds, and he takes he knows he has a lot of experience. See, he beats 2 times Fiziev. How?
First striking too.
Yeah, first round he gives a lot of like kicks, and no, he let kick him. He let like do a lot of things on him. But second round, third round, third, and he's starting like pick it up, yeah. And the same is gonna be here, I think, and I believe like Justin Gaethje gonna beat him by.
But the truth is, Paddy represents something Conor no longer has: momentum, and that's exactly why the MMA community can't stop talking about it. If Conor needs a moment, a statement, a controlled return on a massive stage like the White House card, then Paddy Pimblett makes sense. Not because it's the hardest fight, but because it's the loudest.
Bring it on, baby. Do you think that's when you would maybe come back? I mean, what about comeback for you as far as fighting? I'm very happy that it's in June. So it was on in July. Now it's a month earlier. Even better. Bring it to April. Why not? Let's celebrate the birthday early. I celebrate my birthday months in advance. So we could potentially see maybe possibly White House Conor McGregor. That's a definitely. That's a definitely. That's awesome. For sure. That's my event. That is your event. That is. For sure.
I am. This is me. Michael Chandler and myself have done the show, The Ultimate Fighter. We've had a good back and forth. He's a good, tough guy. And, you know, the Mac is excited to get back for sure.
Conor says he's coming back. He's in the pool. He's doing his thing. He's all kinds of footage of him training. You know, he wants to fight on this White House card. We're going to be on the fucking south lawn of the White House. The fighters are going to walk out of the Oval Office. I need people that I can seriously rely on for this one. Conor is a guy that has fought injured. He doesn't care. Polling's saying he's going to crush the election. So they're doing everything they can to try to keep him off the ballot.
Conor McGregor at the White House.
It's over, bro.
It's over for him?
It's over, dog.
He made too much money, huh?
He made way way too much. He went from plumbing to making. He sold that liquor for what, 500 million?
Yeah.
It's too much.
Right. He got 100 million for fighting Floyd.
Then he was doing pay-per-views like nothing. Him and Khabib did 2.5 million pay-per-views.
Meanwhile, something far more serious is brewing elsewhere. While fans argue over fantasy fights, Tom Aspinall is quietly growing frustrated, and his situation with Dana White is starting to feel personal. After months of injury speculation, controversy, and whispers that his condition is being exaggerated or brushed aside, Aspinall has made it clear behind closed doors that he's not happy.
In what you've said, back to Cyril, but surgery now is the focus, and then we'll kick on to 2026, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan. But by the time this is going out, they probably have had surgery on one side already. The next surgery's coming mid-January, so we're working towards getting back, and that's the plan.
It was really bad how it looks, and he said you can't train your eyeball to be stronger. It is what it is. There's protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. You know, if he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, then it would have been worse. I don't know. And then he said, sometimes when your eyes here like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that, and they said it doesn't seem like that. And his vision on the eye that's the best eye, his eye wasn't following properly, so the muscles weren't working strong enough to go this way. This one just wasn't working that good at all. So we've got to have additional tests further this week, and Moyes is...
That is your heavyweight champion. That is one of the best and most popular fighters in the world. And the reaction is, geez, don't let me say anything about him. Last I heard, he had a couple surgeries. Well, injections. Like the whole thing felt dismissive. The whole thing felt like he doesn't really believe it. If I'm being 100% honest, if I am to read his body language, and he will 1,000% say, that felt very dismissive. That felt like someone who didn't believe that his heavyweight champion was actually going through something. Anyone feel otherwise?
No, it was exactly that.
It was...
and by surgeries, I mean injections. That's like a direct shot at him.
Yes.
Oh, God forbid I say something. Yeah, no, that's
like
what it was.
flip it. It was just, if I'm Tom Aspinall sitting there, I'm like, man, what did I do to this guy? All I've done is stepped up to the plate, and I got poked in the freaking eye. And you think I want to get injections for fun? Do you think Tom Aspinall is injections or not, surgery or not? Do you think he's doing this for fun? And the world has no idea how much his life has changed as a result of all of this. Do you think he is doing this for fun? Do you think he's doing this to prove a point to all of you who thought he was faking? It's absurd to me. He could have easily answered that question like, to be honest, he's just working through things. Hopeful he'll be back. Wishing him the best. We'll be here when he's ready to come back. Like what? Why did it have to be that?
The guy that's currently ranked number 10 is his friend, Elijah, and he would vacate the title if Elijah got to a point where he was going to fight for the title.
I hate that, you know, Tom saying I'd vacate if he fought. It's even silly to talk.
The tone from the UFC has clearly shifted. The empathy is gone, and the messaging around his injury has felt dismissive at best and disrespectful at worst. Tom Aspinall has been nothing but professional, taking short notice fights, serving as a backup, and carrying the heavyweight division while others stalled. And now, when he's legitimately injured, it feels like the narrative is being turned against him. That's where the real tension lies.
Talking shit about Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And you know, it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, like accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1-point deduction.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Weird, Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to
Here's your quote.
Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
His being quietly framed as unreliable, spoken about like an inconvenience, and worst of all, made to feel as if the UFC would rather move on than stand by him. And fans are noticing. You can feel the mood shifting. People are asking why one of the most dangerous heavyweights in the world is suddenly being treated like a problem instead of an asset. Why the injury talk sounds so dismissive. Why patience is being demanded from Tom, but not returned. The irony is impossible to ignore. On one side, the UFC is entertaining spectacle fights and massive personalities for major cards. On the other, a legitimate championship caliber fighter is being left in limbo, while his credibility slowly erodes in the public conversation.
It violated not one of my eyes, but both. I gave him his chance. He chose to cheat, and I'm going to move on. If Tom took that stance, which he's not going to do, I'm saying, but for fun, I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Surreal has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
Do something about these eye pokes. The rule is you got to have your hands like this, but you can still have your fingers out straight. You can't do that. You can do that. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. Make a fist. Simple as that. You're throwing punches, and yeah, you got to parry shots, but you just got to unbend your fingers. It's really not that hard. This is a stupid.
Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? I can't make people fight if they feel they've been injured. After the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Cyril Gane off. He looked damn good tonight. I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. The rematch is very interesting.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovski. The end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh, big right from Arlovski.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out? Because I ain't going to fight if I can't see anything because of a foul.
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. Be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night.
Two stories. Same pattern. The UFC is chasing momentum while risking loyalty. Conor McGregor versus Paddy Pimblett represents chaos, headlines, and attention. Dana White versus Tom Aspinall represents control, power, and growing frustration. And when you place these two dynamics side by side, one thing becomes clear. The UFC isn't just managing fights right now. It's managing perception.
Or something like that. He didn't want to fight. Like, they said he quit. You know, and then Tom's like, what the fuck, dude? So then now, and Dana got a bunch of backlash from that. So Dana's like, dude, I don't know. I'm not saying shit because I get so much shit last time. It was weird. He's like, I guess he had surgery. By surgery, I mean injection.
Yeah, that's kind of.
The fuck? I'm with Tom. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Dana, anybody, do you think Tom doesn't actually have a fucking eye injury? Let me get this straight. You think Tom Aspinall is babying this or making this? You know how stupid that sounds? You think Tom's just wearing glasses and going through all this trouble for the fuck of it? Literally the best heavyweight on the roster.
Yeah.
You think Tom doesn't want to get back in there and fight?
Make money,
get an actual title, not this interim bullshit. You think Tom Aspinall's scared of Cyril Gane? Do you know what the fuck Tom's gonna do once his eyes get right? You know what the fuck that guy's gonna do to Cyril Gane? Anybody want to bet on it? You know the amount of pain that dude's gonna put on Cyril Gane? No, but Cyril Gane was doing good in that 4 minutes that we saw him. Are you not?
The real question is how long fighters like Aspinall will tolerate that kind of treatment, and whether stars like Paddy end up becoming part of something much bigger than they ever expected. Because right now, the UFC doesn't feel stable. It feels volatile. And the next move, whether it involves Conor, Paddy, or Aspinall, could change.